Hi everyone, I'm Warren Dean, EHS Spokesperson. Welcome to another edition of the Edmonton Humane Society Podcast. It's been a busy summer so far, and that's only going to continue. We're looking forward to all the activity we have coming up. And of course, kids are off school now. You're more than welcome to come and spend an afternoon down here at the Edmonton Humane Society, meet some potential new family members, and see all that the shelter has to offer. Coming up in this month's edition of the podcast, we look at the very successful Pets in the Park, how to deal with losing a pet, and we'll introduce you to Hercules, a tough dog that's winning his injury battle. To kick things off, a safety reminder of how the hot weather affects our pets, especially when they're in a vehicle. The Edmonton Humane Society's Animal Protection Department, along with the City of Edmonton's Animal Care and Control Center, as well as Fire Rescue Services, held a media event to raise awareness and educate the public on the dangers of leaving your pets in a vehicle during the hot summer months. Officer James offers some advice on what to do if you see an animal in a vehicle experiencing distress.
When they see a pet in the vehicle, the first thing that we ask that they do is they take a look at the animal, see how the animal is acting, what he's doing, what the dog might have available to him, as that helps our officers when we're trying to determine if an animal is in distress, if we need to be responding to the call, and how to prioritize them, because unfortunately we're getting a high volume of these calls, so definitely the public can help us out that way. So you want to see, is the dog panting, is he drooling, is he alert and barking, kind of running around the vehicle, is he really lethargic, lying down on the bottom of the vehicle, trying to find a cool spot kind of in the shade part of the vehicle, maybe under the seats. Those are signs of distress. You're alert and barking, he's probably not very happy to be in there, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he's in physical distress at this time. The best thing to do is to grab their license plate, go into the business, see if they're able to page the owner back to the vehicle, because that's the biggest thing we can do to help the animal, is get the owner back there, be able to have them take the animal out of the vehicle and cool it off. Once you've done that, then certainly if you still have concerns that the animal is in distress, or the store needs to take some time to call the owner, certainly give either our department a call, or if it's an immediate distress, certainly contact the fire department through 911, and that way we can help out the animal.
As always, you can get more information on our website. If we all work together, we can avoid putting any of our pets in danger. I used to have a radio program director that said, when in doubt, leave it out. So if you're not sure how long you're going to be out, leave your pets at home, especially on those really hot summer days. All right, switching gears. We all enjoyed the very nice day that came with the 22nd annual Pets in the Park, Sunday, June 22nd. It's the only time that pets are allowed in Howralick Park. It's the 22nd annual Pets in the Park, and it was a huge success this year. Milo was there. Oh, he's having memories right there. He's so excited. Milo was walked by our Grand Marshal, Len Rhodes, and his partner. It was a great day, and of course, it was another huge success, wasn't it, Milo? 160 runners took part in the Tailblazers 5K Fun Run, and 530 walkers enjoyed the Pet Plan Insurance 2.5K walk. Many more people brought their pets just to enjoy the sunshine and hang out with all the exhibitors. The EHS Shelter Stars team was out in full force showing off their skills, and when it was time, the pets could cool off in one of the many pools around the grounds. We were very proud to have Len Rhodes, the president and CEO of the Edmonton Eskimos, as our Grand Marshal for the walk. Len was also our top individual fundraiser at over $16,000 himself. The Eskimos were the top team fundraiser. Other big fundraisers were Connie Jacob, Smudge the dog from the Fairmont Hotel McDonald, and Tegan Smith. Those individuals and their teams, along with everyone else, were able to set a brand new record for Pets in the Park. Over $160,000 was raised to go towards the animals that we care for at the EHS. Thanks to everyone who came out to support us, and also a big thank you to all the staff and volunteers who worked some very long days to put it all together. Of course, everybody is ready to make next year even bigger, even better, and maybe set a new record for Pets in the Park once again. Speaking of raising funds, well, we've been doing a lot of that, not only with Pets in the Park, but through third-party events as well. We've had a few folks drop by and drop off some gigantic checks. One of the most talked about festivals in Edmonton this year was the International Cat Fest. It was the first year. It was bigger and better than they had expected. A very exciting and fun day. We were more than happy to work with the organizers, and they were more than happy to donate the proceeds to the Edmonton Humane Society.
So the Cat Festival went so well. It was our first year and we had 600 people come through and we raised nearly $9,000. There was cat videos and cat presentations, and we had celebrity cat virtual appearances. There was a cat market. The Humane Society was on site with some adoptable cats. The Edmonton Cat Fanciers Club was there, so it was just a whole cat extravaganza that went really, really well. So again, 600 people and nearly $9,000 was raised. Hopefully next year we get even more people out, even more programming, and instead of virtual celebrity cat appearances, maybe we can get actual celebrity cat appearances.
Desmond Ross celebrated 20 years with Auto Details by having a customer appreciation night, giving back to the Edmonton Humane Society, and raffling off an awesome car.
But we always add that little twist to our party. I had somebody ask the other day, you know, why do you give it away? I said, it's just a fun little twist. It adds to our party. It gets people thinking about giving, and that's the most important thing, is when we can think about giving, give back to the charity of choice. Well, the car is pretty cool. I went with a friend of mine, and he actually bought it. He wanted me to go along with him. The car was covered when we showed up, and I thought, there's no way this car is that nice that the guy has to put a cover on it. By the time I parked the car and got back, they had the cover off, and I thought, my gosh, that is a beautiful car. So it's a survivor. It's a little scratch here and there, but I mean, it's original. Nothing's been done to that car. It's got 76,000 original miles. It's beautiful.
Cars and motorbikes weren't the only shiny things on display. Des and his kids came up with a pedal-powered idea for pets.
Yeah, that bike's an idea I had. I think I like to get my kids involved in the Edmonton Humane Society and the whole charity. They're the ones that are going to carry it on once we're too old to do this. And so I said to them, what do you think of us getting a bike with a basket? It's maybe meant for kids, but what if we kind of rejig it so that maybe an animal that has just had surgery or can't get out because they're older, and if we could just put them and give them that same fresh air experience by maybe one of the volunteers riding around the track. I mean, it gives the dog the next best thing to walking along the track. And to me, man, it's all about fun. I mean, we're passionate about everything we do here. Cars, family, you know, what we do for work, and of course the animals. I think that the animals are, you know, maybe the ones that can't quite help themselves as much as maybe us. So if we have a voice for them and try and help them wherever we can, if it's through dollars or contribution in time, whatever we can do, it's just, it's a right thing to do.
Another popular event in Edmonton is the Resonate Music School Play for Pets, held every year at the West Edmonton Mall. The students play music and take in donations for the animals in our care. They had another successful year, and Michael and Stephanie were more than happy to deliver the oversized and real check for almost $10,000. Thanks so much to all of those who were involved with those events. We're looking forward to building those throughout the years, and of course to all those who donated.
I think one of the things I really like about the Shelter Pet Project is the idea of a forever home is real. Tucker, he was a crazy little furball, tiniest little thing.
He was cross-eyed.
And we found love. Miso, she's our little girl cat. She knows her name, and so she'll come when you call. And she's just this really sort of poised young lady. Thomas, he was just this big, orange, beautiful cat.
Thomas is kind of an old soul.
They're perfect. It sort of rounds out our whole idea of family with these guys. They completely transformed our lives. So you have like a really long day, or you have like a crummy day, and then you come home and you've got the cats that know nothing about it, frankly, and just want to enjoy your time. And there's just, I don't know, there's just something about knowing that something you saved is also sort of saving your day. I think every shelter pet requires a certain level of intention. That was the cool thing about the Humane Society, because I felt like we had to gain their trust a little bit too in all the right ways. I mean, they really wanted to know about us and our living situation. They wanted to know what we were looking for in a cat, and it wasn't simply from the standpoint that they were trying to sort of sell us a cat.
It's definitely a mission for them to make sure that the animals are well loved, and actually it's not them just making sure that they're getting cats out into the world, to make sure that they are placed with a family that fits them and can take care of them the way that they need to. The Shelter Pet Project is giving a voice to a population who doesn't have one. Everyone wants their place, and these pets are just looking for the same thing.
There are thousands of amazing shelter pets waiting to meet you. Meet yours at theshelterpetproject.org.
The bond between a pet and its family is a very unique and special one. It's hard to describe the closeness you feel with your animal when they've been with your family for so long. Of course, there always comes a time when we have to deal with the loss of that animal. Some of that comes at our own hand when we reach a point, whether it's age-wise or medically, where euthanasia is a possibility. Dr. Jody Santa Rosa has been helping people deal with the loss of a pet for many years. She says one of the things that we tend to do is avoid the situation altogether.
Absolutely, and I think a lot of times I've seen over the years clients want to come in and they want to say, tell me it's okay, tell me it's time, right? And help me make that decision. And I guess I always look at it now as euthanasia being a little bit of a gift and a burden. But if we look at it as a gift, we can pre-plan and maybe mitigate some of that end-of-life suffering and plan like we do sometimes for, people in terms of aftercare with death. We can start to plan for animals, right? But I definitely think, it's a hard topic to talk about. And you think about your young dog as it gets old, it's a horrible topic in many ways. People may question other individuals' decision, but I think that old adage of don't throw rocks, we don't ever know the circumstances. And I think, to the best of my ability, always when I'm talking to a client of, is this the time or isn't this the time? I feel like my job is to empower them to make the best decisions for them with what they have and where they're at. It can't be a decision of judgment. But I think it's a very personal decision, and we just need to be tolerant with others as they make it and know they're doing the best they can. I think that as the status of animals in our society continues to elevate, and the more we recognize them as another member of our family, we do talk about it more. And I work with different funeral homes in the city now that are more devoted to animals. And recently I had an opportunity to work with a grad student at the U of A who's doing a survey talking about how was your experience with the end of life of your pet? How could it have been improved? What was great about it? And we're just starting to have dialogue because I go back to, again, it can be such a gift in the end stages.
Making the decision to euthanize a pet is a very difficult one, and sometimes a lot of things come up in which you have to deal with.
I think there are, a couple things that stand out for me for sure. Having kids is one. What do we tell our kids? How do we tell our kids? Often for a young child, this may be their first experience of death, right? And we can really empower them to understand death as they get older and maybe lose a grandpa or a sibling, who knows? But, their first animal can really set that tone. And I also see too a lot of older adults who might be isolated in their community, and really their pet is their companion, their soulmate there every day. And so when they tend to lose that animal, they really need some support, and they need dialogue, and they need to know people are there for them.
You want to make sure that you and your family get the support you need during a time like this.
Well, I think the biggest thing is to be gentle with yourself and to allow yourself to grieve, and to really know the bond you had with this animal is phenomenal, right? But to also reach out, we're fortunate to have pet loss support groups in our province and in our area, and different counseling services available. But your friends, your neighbors, come out to the Humane Society, pet a puppy. Maybe you're not ready to make that leap or that commitment or to find that next person. You don't want to replace Fluffy, but to give and to volunteer and to enjoy the human-animal bond in the first place. I think there's a reason, for example, when we have funerals and we have wakes, to acknowledge kind of a ceremony of closure and honoring, and maybe finding whether you have a special place you may cremate and bring ashes to, or a special photo, but just have some token of honoring, some ceremony, some process, some procedure, some closure. Yeah.
While Jody and I were doing this interview, I asked her if she had any personal experience with this subject and how she dealt with the situation.
I cried. I cried like heck. My one dog, my only dog, I think for me the way I really kept her legacy alive and really honored her was I was mindful of what she was trying to teach me the whole time. Animals are such phenomenal teachers for us. Take me for a walk, let's chill out, smell the roses, enjoy. And so though Luba is long gone, I appreciate her spirit, I appreciate her memory, and I honor that. And for me, it's like, and my young daughter remembers Luba, and we'll be doing something and she'll say, boy, I miss Luba, and we talk about it. We don't not talk about it, and it's okay. Even as now, I have a few tears because I loved her. She was important.
The Edmonton Humane Society provides general drop-off, euthanasia, and cremation services, as well as private options. We also have memorial options available, which you can purchase. If you'd like more information, you can find it at our website, edmontonhumanesociety.com. We're in Bingo's once again. Nadine's on holidays, so it's just me at Bingo's, and we have some great products to showcase for you. We're going to look at some new toys, some new products, and something for your garden. We start with something new from Dog It, which is a mind game. So these are great activities to test your pet, see how sharp they are. Plus, it's very entertaining to watch, and your dog's going to love it as well. So this particular toy here, you put the treats in the holes, this slides around, they try to get it out. We're gonna have a promotion coming up with this particular toy here at Bingo, so watch out for that, and you have the opportunity to win one of these. Now it does of course come with a little bit more as well. You have kind of a 3-in-1 here where it's the hide and seek game, the spin a wheel, and the sliding puzzles. So it's one of those things where maybe your dog solves one quicker than the other. You can just move on to the next one and try that one out. These toys are fantastic. Now these are made from, this apparatus is actually part of what they use to milk cows. Dogs love chewing on these. They're very durable. They can come without a ball on the end or with a ball on the end, and of course a great tug-of-war game for your pets. So a fantastic product there. We have these down at Bingo's. We had a lot of requests for them last year, so we have more in stock now. If you've planted your garden, you may be looking to spruce it up a little bit, show off your pet as well. We have these fantastic flags, which you put right in your garden. They hang out there, give it a little bit of decoration. You can put your picture of your animal in there as well, so you kind of get best of both worlds, your green thumb showcased and your pet showcased as well. So those are new to Bingo's. Rogs has a brand new dish line, which is for your pets. So this obviously a little bit smaller, very durable, and a little bit of a handle here on the side, which is easy for you to lift. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult. You get that spilliness going on. Also, something that, you know, you take the dog out to the park, or maybe they get into the sprinkler or the river, wet dog smell. That's not anybody's favorite smell whatsoever. So we have a new product from Cloudstar. It's Buddy Splash, and it's lavender and mint, and it's a spritzer conditioner, and you just spray it on your dog, and it gets rid of that wet dog smell. So everybody can enjoy instead of holding their nose and petting the dog. Hagen out with a whole bunch of new toys and products, both for dogs and cats. So you can see that that already, like, I want to play with that, plus your dog's going to want to play with that as soon as they see it. So very durable, great for outdoors. Fantastic summertime products. We have a whole bunch of different products here, and for the cats as well, we have brand new catnip toys. So they're full of catnip, Green Rush 100% catnip toy, and for all paws. So just a lot of great new products down here. Summertime, everybody's busy and hanging out outdoors. A lot of great stuff for the outdoor activities. Check it all out here at Bingo's, and of course remember that 100% of the proceeds from Bingo's goes right back into the Edmonton Humane Society. Some days at the Edmonton Humane Society, animals come to our door with severe injuries that can be shocking, and the whole process can be emotionally draining. Such was the case with Hercules, who came to us and we weren't sure if he was going to make it through the night. This is Hercules. He came to us on Sunday, June the 8th, and as you can see, his wounds were very severe. He was in very rough shape when he came to us. Now, he is recovering, but he's still got a long road to go. Now, just a warning, some of these pictures you're going to see are a bit graphic, but it gives you an idea of what our medical team was dealing with when he came to the Edmonton Humane Society.
Well, Hercules first came to us. He was brought in, found on the side of the road. He was barely conscious. He was unable to walk. He had bite wounds covering the majority of his body, with large bite wounds, and the most severe injuries being to 3 out of his 4 legs. He had tissue that needed to be removed and debrided. We've been using a combination of sugar and honey bandages on his wounds, which is helping to keep them from being infected since they're open. And we are also alternating that with an elk antler bandage paste, that is supposed to promote granulation tissue and skin healing. We're trying to get the skin to cover the wounds right now at this point. He's also undergone some skin stretching procedures, which have so far been successful. He's got a few more of those to go. And we have also attempted a skin graft on him, which we'll know how that goes in a few days. Well, everything's going really well so far. We were able to save the leg. It's still very exposed. There's still a lot of work to do on that leg. With the extent of his injuries right now, I'd say he's got at least another 4 or 5 weeks to go, depending on how his treatments go. So as long as we can keep everything under control and keep closing up the wounds as we go, then it should be quicker, probably 4 to 5 weeks.
When a dog like Hercules comes to us in this rough of condition, of course those questions are asked. Why and how did he get these wounds?
Virtually without a doubt in my mind, he was used as a bait dog for dog fighting. There is no other situation in my mind that I can explain being covered in that many dog wounds, or dog fight wounds. When he actually came in, you could see the marks of the teeth, of individual teeth on him. They've all since healed up and scabbed over, and the scabs have fallen off. They're hard to see now, but you could tell it was dog bite wounds from multiple dogs.
Even with all that Hercules has been through, as you can see, he has a great personality, very friendly and very sweet.
He is. We could tell that right away when we first met him, that he was a pretty laid-back guy, and he was very friendly when he first came in, despite the condition he was in. He let us work on him when he came in, and we kind of thought, he was a pretty nice guy. And when he started recovering, he's happy, he's friendly, he wags his tail, he wants to play, he loves giving kisses. So far, he's shown nothing but positive interest in other dogs, which is really remarkable. And he absolutely loves attention. And despite all of his wounds and the pain that has to be associated with them, he has been very, very pleasant.
This energetic, loving pup has a long way to go. There's still a lot of healing to be done, but he's on the right track. He's well on his way. And of course, we will keep you up to date on his recovery with the Edmonton Humane Society. As we bring this month's podcast to a close, we have one big announcement that we want to share with you, and a big congratulations goes out to Miranda Jordan-Smith, who's been announced as our brand new CEO. We're very proud and happy to have Miranda at the helm of the Edmonton Humane Society. Miranda took on the role of acting CEO in about April and has been doing a fantastic job so far. Our board of directors began its search for the new CEO with a recruitment process that drew over 70 applicants. 5 highly qualified candidates were selected for interviews, then 3 were shortlisted. Throughout the recruitment process, Miranda showed her passion for the role, a clear organizational vision, and a keen understanding of the EHS's strengths and opportunities, a distinct leadership style that makes her an excellent fit as the CEO. We will be profiling Miranda coming up in the next edition of the podcast. A thank you to all of you who support the Edmonton Humane Society. Being a nonprofit charitable organization, we greatly depend on donor support to care for the over 13,000 homeless animals that come to us each year. You want to visit our website on how you can donate. Of course, big or small, we appreciate any donation. A big thanks to CatchCan Systems for sponsoring the show. CatchCan is committed to sustainable development by protecting and preserving the land and water. Thanks to Evan Adnams for his technical directing time and talents to bring this show to you, and to Shaw TV for airing our show at no cost. It's the only news magazine show produced by and for an animal shelter. We'll see you again next time. Of course, as always, you can keep track of us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and at our website, EdmontonHumaneSociety.com.
Bosco, Bobby, Rocky, these are the boys. This is our family. Well, Bosco's age was, I think, something that kept people from adopting him. You know, it's not his age, it's what the life he's got left in him, and he has so much to live for. Bobby's personality, he kind of thinks he's Mr. Big Stuff, you know, small dog, big attitude, thinks he can take on every dog in the neighborhood. Rocky here, one of his favorite things to do is dance. Dinner time, he goes Disco Dan on us. Going to a shelter today is really a nice experience. Often you can find people who behavior tested the animals. They let you know about their personality. If you have a very busy lifestyle, you like to run and jog, or if you like, you know, laid back couch potatoes, they'll match you up with a dog like that.
Well, it's not always about you.
It's about them, saving them and helping them. I like seeing an animal happy. Something so small as adopting an animal can bring such joy into your home. The nice thing about the Shelter Pet Project is anybody anywhere can search for an animal at the website. You can search by zip code, by shelter. There's tall animals, short animals, big, small, different colors, different breeds. There's a shelter pet for you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org for more information.
There are so many things that I love about Bo. My sister and I nicknamed him Mushy Mush because he literally just melts in your arms when you pick him up. Him and I are just a perfect match. We just love cuddling together. He still plays like a puppy. He has these little ways that he uses his paws that is so adorable, and his little tongue sticks out. He's to die for. He kills me. I remember the first time he entered my house, we just kind of sat there staring at each other for a second. And I was like, am I gonna be fun enough for you? I had never looked into adopting a dog before, so I didn't know what it would be like. But it was really pleasant, and it went really smooth. And they actually came out to my house just to look around and see and make sure that it was a healthy environment for the dog. And then, you know, that night they called me and they were like, okay, well, Bo's yours. They were just so kind and so great to work with. I always tell friends who are interested in getting pets that they should adopt. There's always a difference between an adopted pet and one that's not. There's a level of appreciation that your dog has when you adopt them. It's almost as if, and I truly believe that Bo knew that I saved him in some way, because there's a million animals that just need somebody to love them so much, and it just kills me that there's other Bos out there. Adopting Bo totally changed my life. My sister and I even have this joke, like, who rescued who? Truly, when he came into my life, he changed everything. Dogs have this way of when you're sad, they just know, and he just knows that perfect little nook to just curl up in when I have anxiety or I'm sad or anything. There's nothing more rewarding than building that relationship and seeing them day by day warm up to you. It's just such a beautiful connection. I just think that adoption is the only way to go.
Visit theshelterpetproject.org for more information.